Hi there, and Happy New Year to everyone at the USBGF. I wish you a very, very happy and successful and educational and fun New Year, and a lot of good backgammon. There's a lot of great tournaments coming up and a lot of good things happening with the USBGF online. And of course, we've got San Antonio coming up, the New York tournament coming up soon. San Antonio is a big one with the USBGF playoff and entry available there. And I hope to see you all there. I'm not going to make it to New York. I'm going to be traveling, but I will see you in San Antonio for those of you who come. So we have a position here. We have a situation. You have a 4-2 to play. And a student sent this to me this morning. And, of course, we don't question where to play the 2. We're not making the 4-point here. We're going to hit this checker. You just win a lot more games and gammons that way, have a much stronger position. The question is, after you hit this checker, where's the 4? So give it some thought and see what you would do. 3 choices: 11 to 7, 13 to 9, 24 20. Well, when I have 3 choices, oh, I'm sorry, you could hit again. Go for a blitzing play. So when I have more than one option or several options, my thinking is to first of all rule out the ones I really don't like. And I really don't like hitting. In fact, it was even an afterthought to hit twice. Just didn't look like this is going to be a good blitzing game. If he hits me back, I'm not happy. If he doesn't hit me back, he's likely to make a higher anchor, and I lose this checker as a builder for higher points. So I'm going to rule out the hitting right away. 11 to 7 I don't see as a great play. This is the next point I really want to make, so I can see 13-9 being a very good play compared to 11-7, and coming up I can see as a good play because I need to get these checkers moving. Well, my student played 13-9 thinking that his game plan was to play a priming game plan, and it's a pretty good game plan to play a priming game plan. After you've hit, you would certainly like to make a prime, but the problem is if you have to roll a 2 for this to really work, or a 5-2 or a 5-1 to make this point to really continue a great priming game, and that's assuming he doesn't roll a 4-3 coming in. But even if you make the priming play, the real problem is these 2 checkers back here. Well, how are you going to play 6s and 5s on your next couple of rolls if these 2 checkers are stuck back here? And what about 3s also don't play? So 6s, 5s, and 3s all have to be played on this side of the board. And it could get very sticky getting these checkers out. The right play is to bring this checker up to here. Well, why didn't he make that play? He was afraid that this checker would get pointed on or attacked. Well, from this position, what do you think is likely to happen? And this is where we apply MCV, most common variation, on blue's next roll. How often is this going to be attacked? Well, the obvious answer is with 1s, 2s, or 3s. The truth is, if he rolls a 2 or a 3, he's not hitting this checker. Because if he rolls a 2-6 or a 3-6 or a 2-5 or a 3-5, he can't hit that checker. So that means he has to roll a 2-2. 2-2 does hit that checker. He certainly would point on him with a 2-2. How about a 2-1? Would he hit that checker if he rolled a 2-1? Nope. He's going to hit this checker with a 2-1. It'd be a big mistake to hit this one instead of this one, getting another checker back and having a direct shot. 3-1 comes in and hits this checker. I'm sorry, this checker. 4-1 comes in and hits that checker. 4-3, he's not going to come in and hit this checker. He's going to make this point. So the only way this checker gets hit is with a double 1 or double 2, I guess double 4, and double 4. That's not too many rolls. This checker's really not in danger of getting hit too much. And now is a great time to move up, and now is a great time to be able to move out. On your next roll, maybe you roll a 4 and you make this point. If he does come in with a 1 and hit this checker back, now you can roll a 5 and make this point. Or you can roll a 1-4, a 2-3, a 2-4, or a 3-4 and make this point. A lot of good numbers here. So your game plan isn't that you can play a priming game right now. You really need to play a racing game. You need to get these checkers out and running, and at the same time you still could end up playing a very strong priming game, but one you can hold. Let's go back to the original position. Let's see what Extreme Gammon says. Let's highlight the top 2 plays. Put them in plus plus. And you can see that the correct play wins the game more by about 6%. Gammon's about the same either way. We either play. And pretty much insignificant the differences on this side of the board. So the big thing is you win the game 6% more with this play because you're not going to crack and get your checkers moving. So how do we come to the right play here? We use most common variation. What's likely to happen on the next roll after you make each play? Compare them, compare the risks and rewards. How likely is one thing to happen compared to another, and make your decision. So game plan, playing a priming game, you can see does not work compared to playing a racing game or splitting these back checkers, or actually a priming game could end up working because you split the back checkers. So that's my lesson for today. That's my approach to looking at plays like this. It's a wonderful time to do your splitting after you've hit an opponent. You don't want to get stuck back here, and he has many fewer rolls when he's coming in from the bar to be able to do damage to you after you split. By the way, if you didn't split and you stayed back here, then you need to also look at what would have happened. What's likely to happen is he's going to make an anchor anyway, and he's going to start moving these checkers, and then eventually when you do split, you're going to have to if you're ever going to get out of there, unless you get lucky and roll double 4s, which you can't count on. When you start splitting, now he really is going to have a lot more ammunition to attack you. Hope this was illuminating for you, and again, Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.